So today we're going to give you a tour of our home office, which is also our dinette and our living room. It's all one and the same. But you know, I work full-time. Billy also uses the computer, and so we needed to have something set up that we could also use for our dinette and we could also use for our lounge area. And so, as you guys know, we've got a 2022 Globetrotter 25-foot. And the layout here is really similar to some of the other ones, like in the Flying Cloud and the Internationals, where we've got the rear dinette area, and then we've got a couch that's a lounge. And so when we got our rig, there was actually one of the other models had come out that had the desk option across from the sink. And so we'd kind of looked at that, but we didn't want to give that space up. And so we just knew we wanted to figure out something to where we could make use of the dinette, the existing furniture, because we really liked it. But we needed to make it work for work. So we're going to show it to you. All right, so we're going to start just kind of top down. So first thing is to start with the monitors, and this is actually our newest addition. So when I first started working from the rig, I was using just my work issued laptop and a second portable monitor, and that worked fine for a really long time. But then I wanted something a little bit nicer. And at the same time, we were editing a bunch of our photography and videos, and it just made sense to upgrade our monitors. These are the Asus ProArts 27-inch. And they're very nice and large, but they also don't take up kind of a ridiculous amount of space here on the table. It's nice, they can go up or down depending upon what height you need. And for me, that was also one of the things that I was learning, is that ergonomics truly is important. And so having, like, looking down at a laptop versus having a monitor that I could lift and have it, you know, at the proper height was really important. These are currently just mounted on the stands that came with them. One of the things that we've kind of considered, but we're actually just happy with how this has been working out so far, is if we were to get a mount where we could clamp it to the side of the table and then have both of the monitors mounted back to back and have it swing out, and then also be able to swing it to the side. Again, this has been working well so far. Doing that kind of a swing arm mount would also add a fair amount of weight, and it would be a little bit harder for one person to kind of break down on a travel day. This is super easy to break down. And so we've just left it with these current stands. When we are not using them, so let's say it's dinner time, we can very easily just push these off to the side. They both can sit right alongside the window, and then we have more desk space if we like. So we also wanted to ensure that the desk space stayed nice and clean and free of as much stuff as possible. And so having the laptops sit off to the side was important. And so we just got these clamp-on laptop holders, and you can see each of the laptops just kind of rest in it. These just clamp to the side of the table, so they're really easy to take down during travel. I'm actually sitting over on Billy's side, and so he just has his keyboard and mouse up on top, and that's good for him as far as his height and where he needs everything to be. I did this for a long time with my laptop, and just the ergonomics of this, you know, having my wrist push up against the table, over time that definitely started to cause me a lot of like pain and numbness, and so I had to do something about that. And so we'll hop over to my side and I'll show you how we solve that. Right, stop. So like I was saying, if I had my hands up here for an extended period of time, this started to just cut in and cause pain. And so what we added was a nice keyboard tray. This thing has been fantastic, and within a couple weeks of using it, all of my pain and numbness was gone. But this thing is super nice because it actually brings it down to a level that's much more ergonomical for me. So if you're a little bit shorter and if you have to be at the computer for an extended period of time, this tray has worked out great. For those of you with these types of tables, you know that there's the little rubber bumpers under here, and this thing fits perfect. So again, it clamps on like the other things do, and these are spaced so that they don't hit that. It's like it was made for it. And so it also unclamps really easily for when we need to tear it down. It's also nice because it's color matching and it seems to blend in, you know, kind of with the existing table. And then when, you know, it's stored away, it's completely out of the way. I still have plenty of room here. I'm not banging my legs on it or anything. So that has definitely saved me. So while we're talking about ergonomics, the other thing that I have found that has helped is having a foot cushion. So my feet don't touch the ground. And so having this little foot cushion here just helps keep me in a better position. Billy can actually reach his feet over here too and use it as well. Sometimes you can see the dogs use it too. But again, if you're going to be sitting here for an extended time, you just want to make sure that you've got the proper ergonomics to do it. Just because you're working from an RV doesn't mean that you need to cut corners. The other upgrade that we made to the table was installing 2 additional stabilizer legs, and we've got a separate video about how easy those were to install. We did it for 2 reasons. One, we knew that once we got the new monitors, there was going to be a bit more weight here, and we just wanted to make sure that everything was fully supported. With the Globetrotter, it is the 2 separate tables, there's 2 separate legs, and so that definitely helped. But there was still a little bit of wobble here, and we knew the weight was only going to make that worse. The other thing is, you know, with both of us working here, or even one of us working at the computer and just the other person walking up and down the rig, you know, there's a little bit of shake there. And so depending upon what you're working on, Excel spreadsheet, or you're trying to edit a photograph, you know, having that kind of movement and shakiness made things a little annoying sometimes. So adding those 2 additional stabilizer legs has significantly helped us with that. So that's a quick review of our office and the way we have it set up. Like I said, it's super easy to tear it all down if it's a travel day, or it's the weekend and we want to convert this into the lounge. We can very easily unscrew everything. Everything gets stored either underneath the table or in one of the drawers right here. And then we have our whole dinette or our lounge back. So it's been awesome. We'll put some links in the description if you're interested in any of the specific equipment that we have. Again, this might seem like kind of overkill if you're not living and working full time in your rig, but for us, this has just been, it's been perfect. That way it's like when we are working, it is enjoyable, but then at the same time, it's not giving up all of this space just to work, and we can use it for other purposes. So we enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. If you like this kind of content, subscribe. I was gonna say we didn't want to give up the couch. Like that's why we didn't get the desk option over there. We didn't go to the couch.